Okay, good evening and welcome to Smart Talk session. Kanan, thank you very much for being here with us today. And uh, so we are going to talk about the topic which we have choose for the day is corporate monk. So first of all, I would like to introduce Kanan. Kanan is a leadership development coach as well as mentor and a business consultant. He has worked for almost 20 plus years in various corporates, and now he's in uh, very much into the learning and development field and help working closely with various corporates, various professionals, and the students. So thank you very much, Kanan, for being here with us.
Okay, thanks, Vivek.
Thank you. So
Yeah,
before starting our session, I would request you to just let us know how has been your journey so far in last 20-25 years in various areas in various corporates.
yeah. Good evening, Vic. Thanks for this opportunity for me to speak about this corporate journey. And it's my pleasure to join you this evening. Yeah, and also I request participants to also have share their ideas and opinions here.
Sure.
Otherwise, when we speak about uh, an professional journey, we can have something, we can name it a corporate journey, or we can name it a business journey, or we can name it some journey as a scientist. And hardly when we see only the objectives and outcomes are different.
Right.
Yeah, to my understanding, these journeys are more or less in the same way, which are highly driven by our ambitions, the way we approach, the skills we
Mhm.
build, and we reach our goals.
Right. Right.
So, in putting in a very short and sweet ways, it is something that we got to explore and keep exploring till our last breath.
Okay. So
So the same way, even in my career, when I see, never it's an old day. It's always a very new day every day when we get on to job or an activity. We have new challenges, so we overcome those new challenges, and every day we have new learning. It's
right.
never we say that we can say that it's so much of experience, so it goes just like that, a cakewalk.
Mhm.
So
So
that is,
you have told the source of your energy that every day is a new day and let's start fresh.
yeah, this is one I would like to say. And then regarding this corporate monk, the well chosen name a topic for this day. Yeah, a monk. A monk is beat any religion. The monk is assumed and understood, and he is the highest form of energy and knowledge.
Hmm. Hmm.
Highest form of energy and knowledge, and he is a person. So, for in terms of professional, when we wanted to become the highest form of energy and knowledge in profession, we got to be always into the form of adapting.
Right. Right.
Adaptation is on the go.
Right.
So, yeah. Uh, Thanks, Vivek. Thank
So
you. And I think Mother Pooja and Madan has joined us. Yeah. Welcome, Pooja and Madan.
okay. So I think uh, participants will keep joining in between the
Yeah.
session.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's thanks all of you and being with us today. So now my first question to you, Kanan, is when you have shared that the highest source of energy, highest source of wisdom, highest source of knowledge, that is what the monk represents. So what do you mean by this corporate monk, and why you have chosen this topic for the day?
Yeah. Let's go to why, and it will also answer the question what we mean by it. Because
Okay.
when we think of, let's take an example of what's the trend of hiring that's going on now, and it's going to go the thing, and how it was going. In many areas, the hiring talent acquisition team, they have been looking for people experienced in the same domain. So they are limiting their choices. So this is because one thing is there is some gap in understanding the culture, some gap in understanding how it goes, this industry, this sector or something. So even for the experience, it's not just for the freshers, even for the experience, there are some requirements to be filled, some gaps to be filled, something they got to adapt and go switch over to, even to be ready to switch over to even the other industries and sectors. So this is a gap. And this gap is cascading down. And let's say that when it comes to freshers and students, of course, they're coming from totally a different, platform of living till now. And now they're coming to a job platform. Definitely, there will be some gap between these two platforms. This is one thing. So just like a monk, when we say he's an a peak of knowledge or energy, or what we call more than knowledge, monk is a person who is more working internally to adapt the external environment.
Right.
So a monk is a person who is working internally to adapt the external environment, and he is such a person. He never has a problem with this world.
Right.
Whatever he says, that there is something to be changed inside me, not the world.
Right.
This is how the approach for even professionals and students and everyone that will make them become a monk in this business or any profession they choose.
So what you are saying is, what we are trying to do is, though the monk, the terminology or the person is totally different, is no matching in the corporate world. But what we are trying to say is the way a monk adapt to different situations or the scenarios, or the way he leads his life or her life. In the same way, a student or a professional or whosoever is the person or the lady, they can live that life, and if they will live that kind of a life with that approach, that makes life more easier, and there is no reason not to get a success or achieve whatever you are desiring. Beautiful,
Exactly.
beautifully explained. So, so why it is important? And you also pointed out one point that in the corporate, with respect to the talent acquisition, or with respect to the people in the hiring or the hiring manager in the organizations, they look for people, those who those who have had past experience in the similar field or in the similar industry, right? So why that is so? What is the reason for this? And is is it re, is it really making some sense in that, or it creates biases or challenges for the candidates or those seekers who are looking for uh, career in the domain or the industry? How do you see all this works together?
To my understanding, the change in business world or in any professional platform was very slow, or maybe let's say 3 to 4 decades back. And day by day, with technology and a lot of business expansion, the global trade, these kind of changes are speeding up. The changes are speeding up, and we have changes every day. Changes every. This is what we call as an VUCA world. It's this is because of volatility,
Hmm.
just coming up competitions, and everything is ongoing. So
Right.
with these changes, when we say that someone is experienced, it just indicates his attitude or his efforts on his stability in any of these professions. But when we limit our choice in during hiring, let's say we take someone experienced in the manufacturing sector should be hired for manufacturing sector. But all these platforms are continuously changing and they're adapting their own changes. So except for let's say any specific skill set or job, until a psychometric psychosomatic skill set or any specific skill set like operating a machine of so and so code and brand. So there, that makes sense in hiring an experienced person because he knows the job end to end, and from the day one he can start
Mm-hmm.
operating that machinery. But when it comes to people in departments like administration, management, and those areas, of course, it's going to be more or less their management skills and common sense that's going to come and play. So in these areas,
Hmm.
they should be open to hire based on talent rather than hiring
Hmm.
based on their past experience or the skill they're holding, the certifications they're holding. So this
Right.
will give
Right.
a new ideas to the system. This will give new way of approach, and it always their power of not knowing is utilized.
So very good point. What you have shared here. But I have one more connecting question to it.
Yeah, thank
This is about the organization or how they see how they do the hiring part, right? But when it comes to a student or a candidate
you. Mm.
coming out of a from the studies or the education and looking for building his career,
Mm.
how they should see all this because they are not aware about this part of the story which you are sharing.
Yeah. When we go to colleges, as of now, there is something called as placement training that's going on in colleges. And these
Okay.
placement training, what is also understood as campus to corporate. That is, they're preparing for the corporate environment. So, but
Hmm.
otherwise, most of this, to my understanding, most of this camp placement training are going around in getting the students hired and not preparing for their corporate experience. So it's going to be
What,
like an yeah, sorry.
one sec, one second. What? So, will you help me to understand what is the
Uh,
difference between preparing for the job or the hiring rather
mm,
than not preparing for the corporate world? This is beautifully you bring this particular point.
yeah.
So I just
So
pointed out. You can take your time. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So preparing for an interview, preparing for a placement is limited to looking for certain job skills, and they assume that preparing for an interview will be limited to some 10 to 50 sample questions and those areas.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
otherwise, when we think today or tomorrow or next month or 6 months later, this person is going to be hired in a company somewhere or else. If
Hmm.
his worth is basic education,
Hmm.
if he is understood as basic education conceptually and he's applying it, he's ready to apply, then definitely there will be some way or other he'll find out some means. But otherwise, even after this placement training, even after these students are being placed, there is a gap between the education platform, again the company who's hiring them, putting efforts to train these people to fit into their culture. So
Hmm.
this
Hmm.
is because these students are not prepared. They are carrying a lot of imagination about the work environment. Let's take some
Right.
simple examples like this education is an environment is going to have a guide in each and every step. But when they step inside the company, and there will be some manager or a team lead TL to guide them 4 times a day. The other part of the day, they'll be left alone, even on the day 1 or 2. So this is the time they'll feel they are not guided or they are not accompanied. This is one area. So when we say think about this, discuss about this placement training is full preparation for their just job interview. It's not preparing them for the corporate life. But something what they got to prepare for their corporate life is have some opinion to adapt, some attitude to adapt, however it's going to be. It's going to be another learning platform where I'm going to be there for 3 years. It's not an employment platform. The first year any person joins our company, he is going to be a learner and he is going to adjust. Even if it's going to be a manufacturing platform, he is going to make some damages and losses. That's it. Yeah. So just like this, so he is again going to learn. He should be ready that he is going to a learning platform, and he should be adaptable to whatever comes his way during he or she should be ready. Whatever comes their way during the period. Because now I was going through another survey where it was done in Mangalore University. Some students, those who have joined companies, they report their remuneration is not up to the mark. The way they are being guided initially, it's not up to the mark, etc., etc. So initially, for the first career, so maybe some big companies from placement from premier schools, they have a big way of exposing their high salaries. But otherwise, any learner shouldn't be bothered about his remuneration. He is just going to start a new learning life in an employment environment.
Right. So the point which is bothering me here, most of the time, what I heard also, and I have seen, and in college, especially from the people from the colleges or the universities, they are talking about that we have a robust placement preparation cell. Okay, or we have a team who is helping students for preparing for the interview, and it is all happening in the last 6 months most of the time, and not with most of the college, but most of the time it's like last minute preparation. And you are rightly saying that it is more with respect to the readiness for the hiring, not for the job which you are looking forward as a career.
Exactly.
Or not getting ready for the place where you are going. So now let's continue on this point. This looks like interesting to go. So how one can differentiate in both the preparations as a student, as a candidate? If I have to prepare for the job, for a career, so what is the differentiator I should need to take care? What are the pointers which is important for me for the preparation?
Yeah, in our education system, recently the life skills learning was recently introduced even in school education. Right. And I get to see this life skills learning is given very least importance during the education, school education, and maybe during the college education, or say. And this is something which is going to prepare them for adversities, make them strong, and how to make their own goals, change their goals, and adapt the environment. These are topics that's been there. It's there in this life skills training programs. Definitely, and again going to corporate environment or work environment, we don't know which company is going to hire person A or person B. And there's always culture difference between companies A and B, and sectors across the sectors. And it's not the single one unique way all companies are operating. They are operating in their own different culture and their own methods of or even organizational structures, like in also even in business approach, everything. So
Right.
these students, they should be prepared to change themselves and adapt as quickly as possible into the environment they're going.
So
As quick,
adaptability looks like a very important factor, which we have to keep in mind all
yeah,
the time.
yeah. That comes with this life skills learning. This life
Okay.
skills is not giving any model or any preparation towards some question bank or FAQs or something. It gives them open
Hmm.
learning about how to carry themselves through their life and profession.
Right. So the point which is looking like a very crucial for us is something is the life skills is something where we have to focus upon. Okay, let's move to the another question. We will come back to this particular point later on. So, why we are talking about this? Yes, we know that as a student or as a candidate or as a job seeker, I have to be ready for the job which I'm looking forward for as a career. So, and we know how to, now we are talking, already talked about how we should be well prepared for this. What are the differentiators which we need to keep in our mind? So, but when it comes to the organization perspective,
Mm.
right? Why it is important for me to have someone who can, once I have hired someone, then I can train him, then I can make him suitable for my organization.
Yeah,
Then why I need these well prepared candidates or students for my organization? What is
yeah,
the reason behind that?
yeah. When we say that it's well prepared or well groomed student for the organization, is something any no one is going to be job ready right from the day one, and
Right.
no company is expecting this from any fresher even.
Okay.
Or companies have their well designed induction program, have their well designed. In spite of this, when you I came across another MNC, those have been hiring engineers from tier one schools, tier one engineering institutions, and
Okay.
the average attrition rate, people go out from their job, that is attrition rate, drop their papers within first year is around 50%.
Oh,
Around 50%. Yeah,
you mean to say that out of 150 people will go out in during the first year of their job?
first year.
Oh,
This was
amazing.
specific to a scenario.
Mm-hmm.
While this is because they couldn't have clarity in what they wanted to do, either for the study or work. They didn't have clarity on what platform they wanted to work or something before joining. And once they were placed, and
Mm-hmm.
then they were leaving company for some reason or other, because of location, because of their platform they wanted to study further, or they wanted to change their platform of employment, etc., etc. So these reasons are not some nothing that they are arising because of a situation or a company. It's because
Mm-hmm.
of this lack of clarity with these new joinees. So this kind of preparedness is being expected from by the company organization. As a talent acquisition person, they will be looking for these areas whether this candidate will stay with us for long, because only then he'll be able to start learning things, then he'll be able to deliver things, and only if he has some long-term vision with the company, then he'll have some accountability and responsibility for the company, commitment towards the company.
So
Uh,
that is how the organizations look forward to have a best suitable match for their organization. They are not expecting the performance, but they are looking forward a lot of other things, factors which might impact the organization in the long run. Right. my another question, which is very much linked to this. Now we talked about the organization perspective, right? Why I need best suitable or best fitment with respect to my organization. And it again coming back to the students. So today I'm going through on this journey simultaneously from the both the perspectives. Now, what kind of challenges normally faced by new hires or the new entrants for the students when they reach to a corporate or in the organization or in the manufacturing unit or in any other
Anyway,
area?
yeah. When it comes to even this is applicable to you, me, and anyone. When we remember back our first day in any employment after our student days, then we could understand, get back.
Right.
And of course, this is continuing even today. And the difference is in school or college environment, every moment they are guided by a parent or a teacher or a professor or someone. And once they step out of this college and go to the employment platform, not every action is being guided. So they got to operate on their own in many areas. That is one thing. And next thing is what the imagination they carry about their work environment. Because in some analysis, I realized about this. People joining in their first job, the first thing they used to do is buy a mobile out of their first month's salary.
Okay.
So this quick analysis we could realize, and the cost of this mobile is going to be 3 or 4 times than his monthly salary. So so they have so now they haven't learned these income expenditure balances, how to balance it. Then they haven't known how to live with their own income. Till then they have been living with the pocket money, and they have been guarded by someone. Now they are in a platform where they got to stay alone, work alone, make decisions alone. And somewhere every time they're not they'll be prone to some questions in the work environment. They got to answer those questions, give some productivity. So these kind of this is a new environment. With the new environment coming the new challenges of the culture. It's a new culture. They're totally different from this educational institutions and where they have been studying. The culture gap and what they carry as expectations from the employment environment is the challenge. So they got to be prepared that I don't carry any expectations from this employer or employment environment. But at the same time, I should be ready to accept any culture that's going on there.
Right.
So they got to hold the ground for some time for understanding these things.
Of course. I can remember my early days during my first job. Yes, I also faced similar kind of challenges with respect to the fitment, with respect to the setting of expectation, with respect to the deliverables, expense, income management. Yes, very much, very true. And struggling to manage the manage the whole show in that salary part.
Income.
Right. Income, right, from that particular income. Point. Now the next point which comes out of it is what can I do about it?
Yeah,
This is
sorry.
going to be this challenge I have. So what is the best thing, and you are talking about the adjustment or accommodating or the flexibility. So considering all these factors, now I understand that this is a different world. I have to face it and I have to be ready for it. But how? I don't know.
yeah, something they can be prepared with this is, sorry, Rick, are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. There's some pause in your video. Yeah, I thought
Okay.
fine. How they overcome these challenges is simply the simplest and the a quick way is they got to start preparing very early, not just after college. Campus to corporate is not just, it's not just corporate, or we can say they should be prepared for adversities after their education. So this comes with life skills learning, and this life skills learning is more forgotten, or sometimes it's not given more importance. So giving more importance will help us have better candidates for the future, these employees or even entrepreneurs for in future. So that is one area. This will help them to have a smooth transition for anywhere. That behaviorally transition. Then when it comes to learning, the challenge with this skill gap in functional or their professional knowledge is because they have been memorizing or rote learning or learning for just appearing in examinations rather than conceptually understanding what they have learned.
Right.
So these kind of preparations is going to help them adapt job environment. So right from the basics, if they have any topic, they should be learning conceptually, and also equally life skills should. This will ease up their life throughout.
Very valid point. 2 points which we can see here. One is the point is coming with respect to the preparation. So it's more going towards in a direction of working on the life skills, and not just after your graduation or MBA or engineering. It should be it should be from the very first day, whenever you can start. Second point is with respect to the uh, what is the sorry, I just missed that part. Life skills, and the other point which we talked about.
Like in schools.
Right.
Sorry.
I'm asking you. There are two things you test based on. One is the life skill, and second is
Conceptual
the
learning.
concept. Yes, conceptual learning.
Right.
So conceptual learning. So both these things to me looks like that is a challenge with respect to the existing model of education, we can say, or the existing model of learning in the schools or in the home also, right?
Yeah.
So,
When we see,
so
yes.
how do you
Sorry.
see it? To me, it looks like there is a complete chain. We need to connect the dots. So one is the school, and uh, second is in the home,
Mm.
or in the outside world, not in the
Yeah.
home, not in the school, but at the social level or the society level. How do you see it, and how one can start working on
Yeah. Equally, when it comes to the system they have put life skills as part of the curriculum. Even in it's there even in now CBSE.
it? Right.
But at times the challenge is the schools are not giving importance to life skills. That is one area. The other side is even parents are not focusing on it. The schools are not giving importance because the parents are not focusing on it, and maybe students are also not interested towards it because they don't know what's the purpose of this. Where do we fit this? Why do we need this?
Mm.
That's not understood. That is
Right.
one area. So we can't every time create a system that compels people to do this and that compels them to do this and then prepare them. That is, of course, they have
Mm.
created a system, and it's with us, our responsibilities of the stakeholders to utilize it. as one area. If parents start asking, then teachers and schools will start doing it. Number one, and students will learn more of life skills. So it's equally the responsibility of all stakeholders to kickstart somewhere the learning of these life skills. That is the second one is again these days the educational environment has improved a lot. It's changing a lot regarding this assessment of students and their conceptual learning of topics. And also this e-learning and other systems have uh, e-learning and other systems have come for to support students to learn conceptually, so they don't have to limit themselves to one form of learning or one school or only what's being taught in the school classroom or something. They have different modes of learning. So conceptual learning is also picking up with this e-learning and this online or other system setups. And also life skills need to be given more importance. If these two things go in parallel, then there is no reason why one shouldn't be prepared for any challenges or adversities.
Right, right. So, with respect to the conceptual learning, there are a lot of focus, focus we can see all around us, whether it's online education, lot of platforms are available these days. So, and once you are conscious about what is the gap, so you start working on it and you start building on it.
Yeah.
So, I fully understand that part. But I am still would like to be with this life skill part for a couple of more minutes. So, would you like to how would you like to suggest, or what would you like to suggest that someone can take care on developing the life skills, no matter at what part of your age you are?
Yeah, this life skill learning, yeah, it again, it should be apart from the life skills learning inside the school environment or the regular institutional environment, because mixing life skills with the regular education could be one way of delivering it, but the same faculty or the same and campus cannot be equipped with methods and trained faculties to execute it. So that's
Mm-hmm.
how even the CBSE board, they had empaneled a lot of life skills trainers from other sectors and domains those who are interested. Somehow it
Mm-hmm.
didn't go in that the way they expected. Maybe because of travel restrictions,
Right,
maybe
right.
because of timing issues. It couldn't happen inside the school campus or something like that. So we need, let's say, for school students and college students, we need life skills academies and organizations across all locations. Because earlier we had a lot of moral education through our grandparents or so, but these days are
Right.
going with nuclear families. Hardly there is anyone to even inform us about, educate us about these things. So the days are
We are
changing.
touching a very, right. We are touching a very difficult uh, very sophisticated area when we
Yeah,
are talking
yeah,
about this, what used to happen in the past days
yeah.
and what is happening around us. So
We
we
need a
will
lot of life
touch
skills
base that
academies.
some other time in other. Right, 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 right. So so we can't change things around us, right?
Yeah,
We
yeah,
don't have any control on the things which we see around us. We have only we can control, or we have control on ourselves, or what I can do. So to a student, consider I am a student and I'm asking you, I know that there is a gap with respect to developing myself in the area of the life, some of the life skills which I should inculcate with due course of time, which I missed. Now, conceptual, I never been into the model of where I'm learning conceptually. I always try to be at a certain position in my class, and my I had a good memory or having a good memory. I learned all through and succeeded with great percentage. Now the time is I have to prepare for my career. Now I'm not very much clear what I want to do because all those different aspects of this particular challenge. People are not very much clear. You also talked about it. 50% of our attrition leading. What are the factors which is leading? So now, what would you advise me at this juncture? I'm coming to you, asking you that this is my problem, and here I am today. What should I do?
Yeah, it's never too late to start any learning. That's one point.
Yes,
So well,
very
let's
good.
not
Yeah,
going instead of going retrospective that that's not so some done so early. It's never too late. Be it in at any age, they can start learning about their about life skills and other methods and techniques or other or whatever. Could be even their functional learning or professional learning.
right.
So always on also there are a lot of openings to learn ways and methods to learn. And today the world is connected globally. We have a lot of options in learning.
Right.
So you have been coaching and mentoring many people in these areas. Uh, of course, there are a lot of avenues for learning.
Mm-hmm.
They should attend, they should attempt it, they should experience it, and they should improve their own self.
Mm-hmm. So to me, it looks like that. Don't afraid of getting yeah, into anything which looks like new. Uh, don't be fearful of that. Be ready. Equip yourself with all the readiness, whatever you can do, and jump into that. And you will experience it. And experience is the best thing which you can, uh, uh, best mode of learning, experiential learning, which we call it. So at least you should have courage and take new experiences on and off whenever you are getting opportunity, right?
Yeah. And one more point I would like to reiterate this: without these conceptual and life skills learning, the gap in employment preparedness is going to be increasing
Right,
because
of course,
yeah,
of course. Of course, Karan, yeah, both of us have seen lot of students and have done lot of hiring in our corporate days. And my experience with the students is many times they are not aware about the fundamentals. If they are aware about the fundamentals, this is the first step. If they are aware about the fundamentals, then there is a gap with respect to the preparation for the hiring. And when they are if they are prepared for the hiring, then there is a gap with respect to the job or the career or the adaptability with respect to the different with respect to the upcoming challenges in the corporate world. So I see it. I always seen it in this way. So so stepwise approach. If your fundamentals are strong, you can focus on the next step. If you are ready with the first step, you can focus on the second step. So holistically, I see it. So we need to work on all the aspects of life which is important for us, which will help us to move forward in our journey with a more balanced approach. Is it right? This is my experience and understanding.
yeah, awesome. You have put it in a very straight way that it needs to be a holistic development, not developing in one.
Right, right. And these days there are a lot of opportunities, avenues are available. You rightly said. So you need not to. You can talk to your friends, those who are already in the corporate world. You can get you can make them your mentor. You can approach to their LinkedIn, their Facebook, and other platforms are available where you can network, enhance your network, where you can connect with people, and they will be happily agreeing to support you, maybe through the counseling, maybe through the mentoring or the coaching. Uh, these days, I have seen a lot of people are coming to me also and asking for this kind of support. Whether I know them or not, that doesn't make any difference when it comes to the helping or supporting. Have you also experiencing something similar to this?
Yeah, there are many they come, they'll come join through connect through LinkedIn, and they'll
Right,
ask for some support. This is what I'm going to do. Let me know.
right, right,
Anything
right.
we have ready, we'll be sharing, or if we don't have, then we'll be connecting with someone else to help them.
All right,
Always
right.
seeking
So,
support is not so hard these days.
right, right. Absolutely. And seeking support is before that, one should have one should not shy away and should have courage to ask support or help, because many times we shy away from seeking help or support or asking help or support. I think we should not do that. We should straightforward go and ask. If somebody is ready, he will definitely or she will help. Definitely going to help. And this is really going to help you in the long. So now coming back to you with the last question. Before that, I we will have a question answer session with our participants. They in which they can ask questions directly to you. And before that, I would like to share with our participants that on 16th of August, that is the Sunday, because we have our Saturday and Sunday is our uh, smart talk sessions. So this Sunday we are not going to have, because we are conducting a summit that is called Freedom E Summit 2020. Saturday and Sunday, that is a 2 hours hour summit on Saturday, that is 15th of August, and 16th of August, 11 to 1, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., and where we are bringing people from all across the globe talking about the different aspects of freedom, how it is evolving, how it is reshaping in the 21st century, and what kind of and different perspective from two people, mainly from panelists are mainly from the US and India. So from two greatest democracies of world are going to talk about it from different perspectives. So if you want to join us, you can join us, and ping me, we will share with you more details. So coming back to you with the question answer session. So please, you can ask. You are free to open, unmute your mic. Madan, Nikhil, Pooja. So if any one of you would like to ask question.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, am I
Hello.
audible?
Yeah, Pooja, please. Yes, very
Pooja,
much.
please go ahead. Yeah. You're
Yeah,
audible.
okay, sir. It was a wonderful session. And um, firstly, you said about like life skills. So,
Yeah.
in that life skill, interpersonal skills are also included. So, means how we can improve our interpersonal skills, right?
Yeah, this is specific regarding there are when it comes to improving interpersonal skills. The first learning starts there. Any change that has to be done internally. That is our we got to change ourselves rather than changing other people. For and and the second learning of interpersonal skill would be that people are different and not difficult. So every life is unique. When these two things are taken carried in our brain, then learning of interpersonal skills becomes very simple. And for learning of interpersonal skills,
For example,
sorry,
no. I'm just asking you that it will be great if you can give a small example of when we are talking about how it should be done. So we can give an example. If I want to go for a jog every day, but I'm not able to do that.
Yeah.
So
Again, learning of interpersonal skills need not be out of your job. It can be also even in your job. You can take one quick lesson like how should I listen? That's listening, empathy. Empathy could be for leaders. Again, listening. How do you listen to a person? So this much, are we going to listen selective? Are we listening to understand? Are we listening to reply or respond? So, so these types of listening are there. So you can read about listening and then practice listening for next 3 or 4 days from there, and how you have been listening. You can take feedback how from others around you in your professional environment. So this becomes a regular learning curve for you. And this approach can help you over a period of say 6 months. You can have at least 5 to 6 skills you have learned in interpersonal skills.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, Pooja, I'm just adding one more aspect to it. I was asking you, Kanan, because I see there is the biggest challenge is changing our habits. For
mm,
example,
mm,
I want to go for a jog every day,
yeah.
but I'm not able to wake up early in the morning, like 5 a.m. I want to go for jog at 5 a.m. in the morning, but every day I'm waking up like 8 a.m., 7 a.m., 7:30, 6:30, and I am not able to start it. And every day I'm thinking in the evening before going to sleep that tomorrow I will start it.
Yeah.
So
This.
what can be done about it?
Yeah. There is a very good book on this topic. Switch. Changing habits. The way
Changing habits.
changing habits. Yeah. One thing is we need to have emotional commitment. And here in
Right.
this book, he speaks about one elephant and then what do you say, human being. And the elephant is your emotion, and human being is so small who goes with directions. So the logics and directions are take with the human being, and elephant is as big as emotions. Emotions are as big as elephant. So once we have this emotional commitment, then we start doing it. That is one area. So we need to have a direction logically and also an emotional commitment to what we want to change.
So is this also applied to when it comes to the interpersonal relationship or interpersonal skills?
This is applicable to anything we wanted to learn. So any learning is forming a new habit,
Okay.
and learning itself is
Right.
a habit.
Is a habit. Right. Okay. Great. So Pooja, now did you get the answer to your question, or you want some additional
Oh,
question?
no, sir, I got the answer. It's like it's a continuous process, right? We have to adopt like new skills and upgrade it, right?
You pick one skill and attempt it for next 3 4 days. You can have your reflection of self feedback, then again attempt another skill and keep learning about it. So one by one, it's an on the go learning when you're employed somewhere. If at all, if you wanted to have the learning quick, you can go for books, and you can go for training academies. Those are training on interpersonal skills.
Okay, sir.
So Pooja, for better understanding, what is the one thing you want to change or you want to learn or something else? If you are not uh, uh, if there is nothing personal about it, you want to share that so that we can be very specific. Kanan can help you to get a specific answer to that.
Okay, means like communication skills, right? Means having the
Okay.
interpersonal skills so related to communication.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Interpersonal skills, communication means communication in terms of interpersonal will
Yeah.
be listening and speaking. Is one way. Uh, this can be learned with templates and practice. So one thing is this is a gap-based learning is you have certain gaps in your communication and you want to fill these gaps. That is, for this you got to find what are the gaps there. Otherwise, if you think you want to continuously improve your communication skills, that is interpersonal communication skills, then it's always better to be with the herd. That is, we say that go along with the herd for you to become such a person. So you got to get along with the group, those who are doing it already, or you got to visit those websites or other e-learning platforms to learn this.
Okay. Yeah, I got the answer. Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
If you have some specific gaps regarding interpersonal communication, you got to measure the gap, and to fill this gap, you can prepare some module to learn.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Definitely. We'll try it.
Okay, great.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
Pooja.
Thank you.
Okay, so you can put it on mute. And so, if there is any other question from any of our participants,
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Pooja,
Good evening, Nikhil.
yeah,
Yeah,
please.
first of all, thanks for your valuable guidance relating to the life skills. Yeah, means my first question was related to same as asked by the Pooja. Yeah, you answered like means that book you mentioned, Switch. But I want to ask, is there, means along with that, as the tricks you told, is there another scientific any method to adopt these life skills?
Again, we can say we cannot specifically say that there is one or two methods to adopt these life skills, because life skills itself is a very diverging topic.
Yeah.
So we can't just like any of these what do you say other sciences, we can't have the listed topics in life skills. It goes endless, and it's going to be human behavior. It will be in some angle, it will be covering the whole human behavioral science, psychology. So we can't say any one scientific method or adapting this life skill or something. It's an ongoing learning throughout till our last. So that's how these mocks are being developing. And the best way is reflecting internally. We got to reflect ourselves, what we said, the reflective practice, what we did today, what are we doing now. And mindfulness is the start of this learning life skills.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, good. So, so if you want to start this journey, and if you already started being aware about it, so mindfulness, which we are talking about, then reflect on it, and then see if identify your gaps and focus on those to work upon, or just keep working on it on day-to-day basis, then you can achieve the desired state. So that's a good approach. Most of the time, people go with these two approaches only. Yeah, please. So now we would like to come back to our last question of the day. Thank you. Thanks for your questions. So now my last question to you, Kanan, is under this difficult time, that is because of this COVID-19. I have seen people are not able to go back to their workplaces with respect to the old employees, but organizations are keep hiring their new employees, and these new employees also is not able to go to their offices on the very first day of the job. So they don't know the difference between the corporate world and the working from home from the place where they are working. In that case, what is happening? What must be happening in this situation with the employee as well as the employer, especially in terms of a new employee, in terms of a new employee to the organization?
Yeah, it's as good as it's a very awesome situation relevant question. So people are struggling to understand to which company they are. They just know the name. Otherwise, they don't know
Right.
who is the company for them. So neither they have seen anyone else
Right.
in the company other than the e-meetings and what do you say, the online induction program. So on more
Okay.
online induction program, it's limited to time and resource. Online induction programs are.
Right.
So after which
Right.
most of
Right.
the
Right.
programs things. So this is a temporary situation. Post this situation, even if the employment is going to be online or remote workforce, at least for some instances, they'll be coming to their office and they'll be interacting with people. It's not going to be 100% online. So I believe that's the system we should follow. Otherwise, we'll not even we'll break this office environment. So this could lead us in a different route. So we can't imagine even now how it's going to land up there. Otherwise,
so the important
of course,
point.
yeah, sorry.
No, please go ahead.
Yeah. So this is a temporary situation that we are crossing through. So only thing is, either an employer or an employee, we got to hold for some time to things to settle down, and then we can go in a full swing. Till then, we got to just keep moving with our eyes and ears closed, and to cross this tough situation, pandemic situation. I believe very shortly we'll be coming out of it, and things will change in a better way.
We are sure. We are also hoping for this kind of situation very soon, that things will be taken care. And you rightly said, this through this online induction program or some other web-based training and all, both the parties are able to manage the show. But this will not keep able to keep going on like this for long, because the basic thing which I feel is missing is the feeling part, the connect, which I am not, which is very difficult to visualize. You can something you can feel, you cannot visualize how I will feel when I will be. The happiness cannot be visualized. It can be only felt by someone, whosoever. So rightly said. Yes, this needs to be overcome as soon as possible, and we should be directly back to our places. Good. Thank you. Thanks, Kanan, for being with us.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Your insights were really great and helped us to get a new perspective from the perspective of a student or a aspiring student, or someone who is seeking a job or career, as well as from the employer perspective also. We got the clarity about what, with respect to what is expected and why that is being expected. What can be done with respect to minimizing the identified gaps, if there are any. And if not, we should keep working on it by reflecting and mindfulness, which will help us to grow further in our life. And very important point which we talked about is we should not be hesitant of asking or seeking help or support. It gives us a lot new experiences, which is very important aspect of people, our life motto, with which we live all day and night, is keep learning. Or that experiential learning is very important. So, any last point from your side? Then we can close.
Thanks, Vivek. My pleasure joining you, and we have been discussing, sharing a lot of points. Thanks, Nikhil and Pooja.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nikhil and Pooja and the other participants. Thank you very much. Have a great time.
You.
Good evening.
Thanks.